Looking at that forecast, October's the best weather in San Diego, right? However, the downside of this, it's fire season. We're going to talk about how to protect yourself in just a minute with Charles Anacker from Armstrong Garden Centers. But first, remember, we had the Cedar Fire in 2003. Anyone who's lived here knows that that was one of the worst things we ever experienced. And then we had the Witch Creek Fire a few years after that. And again, in October. So we're crossing our fingers, Charles, that we don't have that kind of thing happen. But there's ways we can protect ourselves, and it's called firescaping. And it's something that you're educating your customers about,
sure.
Right?
We have fire-resistant plants at our store, and we provide advice, but it's a way of redesigning your landscape so that you're protecting your home from fires, because we're going to have fires here. That's part of the landscape even before we settled here.
Sure.
So we have to protect our things. So that's why we have zones. We have zones 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first zone is around your house, and you want to have only well-watered. That's called the clean and green zone. You want everything really want low fire or fire-resistant plants or water-wise plants.
That's
just like
these, right?
Exactly.
What are some of these called?
Well, these are all salvias in different colors. They come in multiple ones. You can't really choose. They're all beautiful. You come to our store, we have a great selection. If you like purple, if you like white, you like yellow, you like blue, we've got all of those. But these attract a lot of hummingbirds. This one is really well known for hummingbirds. And then we have plants like this, vermilion air, and then this is called a firecracker plant over here. And those again attract a lot of pollinators to your house. We have the status plants. Feel these leaves. See, these are all kind of thick, and so they hold a lot of water. And that's what we want, is we want even the succulents like this one. This is called a fire stick. It's not flammable. It's called a fire stick because it's red.
You have firecracker and fire stick. We're trying to avoid fire, Charles.
Well, these are names that they bring up that, but it prevents the fire. So it's kind of ironic that you have fire sticks and firecrackers,
right,
but they're safe around the plant.
Don't trick me like this. Now, one thing you told me before we went on air, these plants you have now on the ground, these are what you don't want near your home.
Now, these are really beautiful, but we want to remove fuel, and these are fuel. When they get dry, they're fuel. The same thing over here, so you want to avoid that.
Okay, you need a full break zone. What is that?
Well, a full break zone, it means that you're going to have an area right around your house that you're going to have the low water, but really wet plants. You water thoroughly, and then you're going to have from 30 feet out to 100 feet or to your neighbor, you're going to have plants. You're going to have maybe a green zone.
That could be a transitional zone.
A transitional. You can have low shrubs, but you don't want anything over 18 inches.
Okay. And what's a natural zone?
Well, a natural zone in San Diego, we have a lot of canyons. Okay. And so if you live on a canyon, what you have is you have fires. You don't own that canyon, but you may have to maintain it. The city may do it. You don't want to remove those native plants. What you want to do is keep them trimmed and keep the ground clean. So native plants resist fire, but you don't want to have fuel on the ground. So maintenance is a really important thing.
This is a huge subject, and if you have lived in Southern California very long, you know it's vitally important. To that end, you have a free class coming up, when, this weekend?
We have a class coming up this weekend. This weekend we're talking about cool season vegetables, but we have classes on shrubs, we have classes on all subjects almost every weekend on Saturday mornings at 9. So
9 o'clock this Saturday, October the 12th, coming up at all store locations. How many Armstrong Garden Centers are there now?
Well, I'm not sure the total. There are 3 in the San Diego area immediate, and then there's Del Mar and go up the coast, Rancho Penasquitos.
They're all over.
But they're all over, and we're a great store, great information.
Well, you're a great man with a great wealth of knowledge on this stuff. Really appreciate your time and
keeping
us safe. Appreciate it. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.